boys and girls. It's a really hot day today, don't you think? On a hot day, I love a refreshing glass of swank. Yummy! To make my swank, these are the ingredients that I use. A mug of water, limes, essence, and sugar to taste. After combining my ingredients all together in the mug, I stir until everything disappears. Then I pour a nice tall glass with cube ice. Refreshing. Boys and girls, welcome to our grade 5 science class today. My name is, as you know, Miss Yulita. I have taken a break from maths to teach you some science. Can you guess what is our topic for today? Yes, our topic for today is mixtures. In the beginning, I explained that I love a tall glass of swank on a hot day. What I meant in actuality was a mixture. So let's look at some key terms. What are mixtures? Mixtures are combinations of two or more substances without a chemical reaction. In some mixtures, you can see the different materials, and in some, you can't. Almost all of the things around us are mixture. Notice I said almost. Yes, almost all of the things around us are mixtures. Let's look at an example. In the mixture of a salad, you can see the different items used to make the salad, like the lettuce, the onions, the tomatoes. Some people put raisins, some people put nuts. This is a healthy mixture and it will do good for your body. Let's take, for example, a mixture of M&Ms. This is a mixture of M&Ms with different colors. The two mixtures I shared with you are mixtures of solids. What sets mixtures apart? Take into consideration the swank that I made. Do you usually see the particles in the glass when you are ready to drink it? No, they all look the same. This is an example of a homogeneous mixture. Yes, that is a big word, homogeneous. Homogeneous mixtures are mixtures that have one appearance because the particles are usually distributed evenly. Some mixtures may be called solutions, while some may be called suspensions, or colloids, or emulsions. In the mixture of the swank, the water, the lime juice, the sugar, and the essence, in the end, we could not identify the materials because it had already evened out. The glass of lime juice is a good example of a homogeneous mixture. Also, a salt solution, water plus salt dissolved in the water equals a salt solution. That is another example of a homogeneous mixture. Let's zoom in a little closer. Today we will be focusing on mixtures where we cannot see the substances when they are combined together. Such mixtures are called solutions. What is a solution? A solution in science is a mixture of two or more substances that are distributed evenly among themselves. In other words, it has one appearance. When a solid dissolves in a liquid, Notice the word I use, dissolves. When a solid dissolves in a liquid, a solution is formed. In science, we don't say that solids melt in liquids. They dissolve. The solute is the solid part of the solution. This is the substance that dissolves. The solvent is the liquid part of the solution. This is the substance in which the substance dissolves. So, the solute in the salt solution would be salt and the solvent would be water. Some materials that do not dissolve in solvents are said to be insoluble. Example, could a mixture of bricks and water even out? No, bricks are insoluble in water. When you make the mixture, you will see the bricks settling to the bottom of the container. So a simple equation to state what we just learned is solute, or the solid, plus the solvent, or the liquid, equals to a solution. Water is a very common solvent. However, some substances do not dissolve in water, but they dissolve in other substances. Let's look at a few examples. Gas in gas, that's a solution. An example of that is air. Oxygen dissolved in nitrogen gives us air. Gas in liquid. Water, oxygen gas dissolved in water. Gas in a solid. Ice, oxygen gas dissolved in ice. Liquid in a gas. Humid air, hot air. Water dissolved in air. Liquid in a liquid. Alcohol, ethanol dissolves in water, gives us alcohol. Liquid in a solid. Dental fillings that the dentist would use. This comprises mercury dissolved in silver, solid in liquid. Salt water, salt dissolved in water, or sugar dissolved in water. Solid in solid, metal alloy. Bronze dissolved in copper would result in metal alloy. So boys and girls, you see that water is not the only solvent. Some substances dissolve in other substances. Boys and girls, it is time for us to go to our science lab. Grab your lab coats, grab your beakers, your notepad, and your pencil. But before you go, let's look at the safety note for today, because we know that safety comes first if we are heading into the lab. Many household products are mixtures or solutions that contain harmful and poisonous substances, such as bleach, drain cleaners, disinfectant, pesticides, and so on. Such products should only be used by adults and never consumed. So boys and girls, are you ready to go into the lab with me? Now that we would have had all this discussion about mixtures and solution and solvent and solute, it is your turn to go to the lab to put what you would have learned into practice. So today in our lab, Thomas was asked to pack the shelves in the lab. The solutions should be on the top shelf. However, Thomas missed the science lesson on the Guyana Learning Channel about solutions. This is what I want you, my little scientists, to do. Help Thomas to pick out the solutions to pack it on the top shelf. Now here are the substances. Salt plus water, gas plus water, sand plus water, bricks plus water, sugar plus water. Boys and girls, Thomas is really depending on you. Help him quickly to organize those solutions. Take a minute to do that. Great! You should be finished by now. Boys and girls, let's see if you were able to help Thomas. Is salt and water a solution? Yes, salt and water is a solution since the salt dissolves completely in the water, and we do know that a solid dissolving completely in a liquid is a characteristic of a solution. Is gas dissolved in water a solution? Yes, it is. The substance were evened out. A good example of this would be a soda. So, gas and water goes on the top shelf with salt and water. Is sand and water a solution? No, sand and water is not a solution. I'm curious, boys and girls, why is sand and water not a solution? Did you say that if we have a mixture of sand and water, the sand will settle to the bottom of the container? Well, that is absolutely correct. Let's move on. Is bricks and water a solution? No, bricks and water is not a solution because it has the same attributes as sand and water. The bricks will settle to the bottom of the container. Is sugar and water a solution? Yes, sugar and water is a solution because sugar dissolves completely in the solvent, which is water. And we do know that once a solid dissolves completely into a solvent, it is a solution. Boys and girls, this has brought us to the end of our lesson today. But I want to ask you a question. What is a scientist? I have a few answers. Someone who wonders, someone who observes, someone who experiments, someone who explores, someone who measures, someone who draws, someone who predicts, someone who invents, someone who thinks. You are a scientist. See you next time, boys and girls.